And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On our latest episode of the Pop Culture Cosmos, the crew from the Super BS Games Cast and I talk about Call of Duty's Return to Fortune, Concord's Nail in the Coffin, and Black Friday. They're starting a little bit early with some good deals for gamers out there. So check out the latest PCC Multiverse on the Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, as well, don't forget, we just did the Inside Sports Fantasy Football latest update for your NFL Week 11, where we talked about the dominance of the Baltimore Ravens having not one, but two of the top players in fantasy football. Will they keep dominating? Plus, Joe has his picks for NFL Week 11 and more right there at Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Also, as well, of course, the guys at Lakerholics.com. I got to go ahead and message them because if I don't message them and ask them if they're doing a show, they always seem to forget themselves. So I got to go ahead during the course of the show, among everything else that I do, I got to go ahead and ask these guys in the Lakerholics if they are doing a show on Saturdays. But I don't know. So we'll see. But hopefully I will find out soon. And if I do, I'll let you know. But those are the guys at Lakerholics.com. Also, as well, of course, our good friends, Empire Jeff TV, Lakers in 5, John McCalian channel, and of course, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo! Also, as well, of course, good friend Stone Hansen. He's back tweeting at report_court. Legend, what's up? Always great to have him on our shows. Alfred Esmond as well. Please support all those guys, but don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe today to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers Fast Break podcast. Legend, again, please support his channel. Always great time when you're on the show, my friend. We are just 3 subscribers away from 1,900. 1,900. 2,000 is around the corner. So go ahead and join us indeed. Also, as well, of course, don't forget to go ahead and check us out. If you're a member, I put a lot of stuff there. Go ahead, become a member today. For just $2.99 a month, gets you emojis, badges. I will be, as soon as I'm able to, adding some more emojis there, badges. Get big shout outs. I'll be keeping on with the shout outs for all of our members, plus also as well, of course, inside information, videos, articles, and more. Just become a member today at $2.99 a month for the Lakers Fast Break podcast, and you'll be glad you did. So it is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again joining us. It was the Lakers starting their run for maybe a repeat. Oh, I hope not, because that would kill the Lakers last year for a while. But for a repeat in the NBA Cup tonight in San Antonio, facing off against the Spurs. The more important thing is, did they get the victory? Because that's all we care about here at the Lakers Fast Break. And the Lakers, 120 to 115, but they started off a little slow. San Antonio took a big early lead. The Lakers came back. They beat them in the first quarter. They were ahead at halftime. San Antonio started to come back in the second half, and then it became back and forth with both teams earning the advantage. But finally, in the fourth quarter, LeBron with another triple-double. That's his 4th triple-double in a row for the 39-year-old. And Anthony Davis playing some good minutes again, MVP style, even with Wembanyama in his face. 40 points, 12 rebounds, 2 block shots for him. LeBron with 15, 16, and 12. 7 turnovers, not liking that so much, but 15, 16, and 12. Just another day at the office for him. Austin Reeves chipped in with 19. Dalton Connect in the starting lineup because Rui Hashimura was out with an ankle sprain. He got 14 himself. And the bench, the much maligned bench, we got 32 points from the bench tonight. A big output for them. D'Angelo Russell had 13, but Max Christie with his best game by far this season, coming off the bench for 11 points, plus 21 overall, 2 steals, and some key plays down the stretch as the Lakers eke out a victory, 120-115. 1:15. And here today to go ahead and discuss what's going to go on with the Lakers tonight and also tomorrow. Good man indeed. He is the mastermind, the evil mastermind behind Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. It is the mastermind himself, the guy that deals with the mafioso and the president of the D'Angelo Russell fan club. It is my good friend, Mr. John Costa. Step on down, my friend. You're the next contestant on the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Tell me your thoughts, my friend, on tonight's victory. I was watching from afar. It didn't look pretty at times. It looked very sloppy, especially that sequence at the end of the second quarter. I would like to just etch out on my, like an etch-a-sketch. I like to just rub it out on my brain, where LeBron was just rolling it there close to halftime, thinking that Austin's going to get it. And of course, they stole it and it led to a three. Absolutely mind-numbingly just bad. It looked ugly at times, but the Lakers, they executed well enough that line, and they executed and got the win tonight, my friend.
Yes, they did, and there he is. Hey, Joe Soro. But we got the win, man. We got the win, and honestly, one thing that I want to highlight, and I don't know if I mean I'm sure the media is going to highlight this and enough, but I guess to me, we cannot exactly what Blue Magic said. We cannot overlook the fact that Braun just had his fourth straight triple double. He's literally about to turn 40 at the end of December. That's crazy. I know we look at it like a norm at this point, but it's really not a norm. So shout out Braun for doing that. But throughout my thoughts on the game though, I'm glad we were able to figure it out because early in the game that Chris Paul that Chris Paul and Wemby pick and roll was killing us. We had no answer for that. I mean, we kind of had no answer for that all game, but early they got out to that early lead, and I was like, oh man, don't tell me it's gonna be one of those games. Um, but I'm glad to see AD have an MVP performance. Max, best game of the year, but I don't want to hear it yet. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the Max Christie is this, Max Christie is that. Let me see it more consistent. But Max, so far, best game of the year. Hey, a win is a win. Um, does this count towards the regular season or no? This doesn't.
Yeah, it's a regular season. Yeah, it does. It's part of the
Yes.
82
Oh,
game set. Yeah.
well, hey, a win is a win, so I'll
Yes.
take it.
The only
Happy to
one
be
that
here.
doesn't, John, is the championship game here in Vegas. That's the
Okay.
one that does not count on the season schedule. Even the semifinal game counts as a regular season game.
Okay. See what Problem Child said. Well, LeBron said doing this isn't normal. LeBron James, 4 years old, go man doing superhuman things. We've never seen anything like it. Yeah, I feel it, man. I feel it. But I mean, yeah, that's what I just said. Appreciate you just echoing that. Uh, but good to be here. Lakers win. Always happy when the Lakers gonna win. All right.
Yes, absolutely, indeed. Lakers are now 7-4 on the season. Actually, no, actually, they're 8-4. I'm sorry, they're 8-4 on the season. But also here today is a good man indeed. You got to go ahead and check him out today as Oxide247 at LakersBall.com and Simblades with the Y.com. It is Joe Soro. And Joe, you were heading up our playback.tv / Lakers Fast Break broadcast. It looked ugly at times, turnovers, but the Lakers 45% from 3-point area. They took 31, so not a huge amount, but just enough. They made the right plays down the stretch. They executed when they needed to. Earlier in the fourth quarter, not as much, but the right plays at the right time. And Max Christie, who got minutes tonight because Rui was out, got his chance back in the lineup as we thought he would. He was going to get another shot, and he made the most of it tonight, Joe.
Yeah, it was an entertaining game. San Antonio is fully engulfed in the current NBA culture of just shoot threes and do nothing else. I'd like to somehow get some more talent on this team so we can eliminate that a little bit. I like 2020 for that reason alone. Just being able to understand, if you're going to shoot those threes and you miss, make them pay. Because I noticed whenever they did miss, the opponents that year, the Lakers would go on a run and no one could stop their fast break. LeBron is trying to do that right now a little bit because he knows that's what this team needs. If they go too slow, they tend to not be as effective. The issue in the end, though, is he going to run out of gas? And you saw tonight that he was running out of gas. Luckily, AD and AR kind of supplanted him a little bit for about 3 minutes until that really that kind of game clinching play that him and AR ran towards the end. I'm going to look at every game as its own entity. I'm not going to focus too much on the next day or what's going to happen in a month. I'd say let's just try to enjoy what we're watching, and LeBron's given us every reason to enjoy each game with his performances. Because if we don't, it'll make the games useless in a lot of ways. So. Yeah, I'm happy with how hard they played, and I'm glad a few of the guys that were struggling finally came through.
Once again, it is the Lakers winning 120-115. It is Joe Soro, aka Ox1947 for LakersBall.com, John Costa from Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner, and me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching and listening. Please like and subscribe, please. You can go ahead and get the latest notifications on when we go live with our next LFB. And also, it helps out the channel immensely, according to what YouTube and Google tell us. John, again, Max Christie, we've been really hard on the kid, but he did come today. He got the call that said he was going to be not a DMP. He was actually going to get minutes in the 9-man rotation due to Rui's injury. He made the most of it. Gabe Vincent, your miles may vary with him again. 6 points is like I think 6 points with him is like 40 points from AD. It's just like an outburst from him. Christian Coloco, he was only in there for 10 minutes, but the bench overall with D'Angelo Russell, your guy in there, 13.6 assists and 3 steals. They played well off the bench. They played adequately, at least adequately, even better. Again, 32 points, still getting it done. That's the kind of effort and productivity and output we need from our bench, John.
Absolutely. It absolutely is, Joe. And maybe I think that JJ Redick might have, found the secret sauce, and that's the alternating lineups, which is something I feel like we've been saying here at Lakers Fast Break for a long time. Or maybe it's constantly keeping D'Lo on the bench. I was really happy to see, honestly, Dalton Connect starting, and I think that Rui being out was an unfortunate situation, but I think it was one of those where we found some special with Dalton Connect. So, hey, I think the more game time, the more playing time he gets, more shots he gets, more opportunities he'll get, better he'll get, man. He's one of those guys.
He is. I know I need to take you off screen, so I'll let you go ahead and do that. Just let me know when you come back on.
I'll be right back, everybody.
Yep. You got it. So, Joe, it is the Lakers with that 8-4 record now. ESPN still has yet to update it. Actually, I think they're updating it as we speak right now. 8-4 in the conference. To me, that is more important than whatever this NBA Cup thing and, the point differential and all that stuff that comes into play. The fact is the Lakers are now in the top 6 as it stands right now. Again, they could go ahead into New Orleans tomorrow. If they just don't falter into the trap, as Jamie Sweet would put it, they can go ahead and get out of there 9-4. Man, that would give the team a lot of confidence heading into some tougher games next week.
This is going to be a bad game, likely, because both your stars are tired.
Yeah.
So the role players are going to have to pick up the slack. And I don't know. The issues with their role players is they have way too many guys that have donuts during the game. When you have a starter with 0 points, it's really bad. The only starter in the history of the NBA that didn't affect the game in a negative way is Dennis Rodman, because he did everything else so good, so well. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow, but they're going to need help. And LeBron James can't continue to keep carrying this team. This guy had a triple double halfway through the third. And AD banged his knee on Wembanyama, and he's going back and forth trying to cover everybody. I just AR played great. D'Lo, for God's sakes, you keep giving us a little bit of hope, and then you go away right away. I don't understand. I don't get what's going on with that guy and why his game is so complicated. Max Christie, if Max Christie doesn't finally break out here, I think they would have lost tonight. And that's how it is in team sports. There's always a discussion. Well, this guy didn't do anything, and this guy did something, and this guy. A lot of times it's timing, and it's still a team sport. Everybody has a hand in what happens in a win or loss. And tonight, Christie played well enough for about 5 minutes. It's not enough, but he played well enough for 5 minutes. Reddish can't score. We know that. Koloko looked like he was lost out there. Not a surprise. I'm just tired of injuries. I'm so over injuries. I didn't even know about Jackson Hayes' high ankle sprain until today. I've been gone all day, so I've been on the road.
Told you this on the show previously this week.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't pay attention.
You don't pay attention. There you go. There you go. You don't pay attention
to what you say. Yeah.
Well, that's why you are who you are.
Well, because you're wrong 90% of the time.
No, you're wrong 90% of the time, and you were wrong tonight.
About what?
About not knowing about Jackson Hayes when I've been saying it all week.
No, I don't think you said anything.
I did.
So, can we ever go into a game where we're not injured? Is the question. Jackson Hayes would have probably eased a little bit of those issues just because he is good at being a presence now. Can Gabe Vincent make more than one shot a game is the next question.
There's a question. I mean,
we're going to need all that tomorrow.
6 points is double his average on the season, Joe.
We're going to need these guys to play very well tomorrow so that you can give these guys that are killing themselves a little bit of help, please.
Well, again, I've been saying it for days about his high ankle sprain. Again, as the idiot he is, he doesn't listen because he's just not that smart. So since I'm right more times than he is, it's just that simple.
You still have a tattoo on your wrist, so don't worry about it.
And your point?
Yeah, then come on.
Your point. You haven't made a point. You said it's on my wrist. That's okay.
Let's not get
Thank
crazy
you, Mission 24. Appreciate the absolute super chat. 1999. Truly appreciate it. Very kind of you to say super chat challenge. Put up or shut up time, fellas. Absolutely. Thank you so very kind of you to do so, M24. Always appreciate any super chat. It does help the channel. It is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers do win 120 to 115. Their first victory in the NBA Cup. Again, it's Joe Sorof, aka Oxide T47 at LakersBall.com. JY says, why didn't Dalton play in the fourth quarter? He started, but at finish, I think it's Joe's rookie thing as far as it's concerned. The only thing I could say is if when questioned upon it, unless JJ says otherwise, I would say it's probably just not counting on a rookie down the stretch, even though San Antonio was giving good minutes in the fourth quarter to Castle. Your thoughts on not playing Dalton, who started out pretty strong, got 14 points in his time in there, but yes, didn't play down the stretch.
My guess is fundamentally maybe there was something off. I don't think he was tired. No one's tired at 23. So I would say there was something maybe that JJ didn't like that he was doing that he took him out. That'd be a good question to ask JJ at the press conference.
Mm-hmm.
Was it his defense, Jay?
JJ's Redick's post-game message to Max Christie: when you play like that, I don't want to take you off the court. Redick says he's seen Christie play like this for months, and he's happy that he had a performance like tonight. Your thoughts on that? Because you said it was only 5 minutes long. JJ seems to disagree with you and say it's a little bit longer.
Well, I'm talking scoring tonight was about 5 minutes of good basketball. I didn't see more. I didn't see anything beyond that. Just saying, it's count the minutes. It might not be on the dot 5 minutes, but he had a small window where he was shooting well, and I don't think it was for more than 5 minutes total in the game.
Okay.
His defense might have been better than Connect's towards the end, or maybe JJ wanted to ride the wave.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't. Sometimes you risk losing battle to win the war. Makes sense. However, I would rather put my eggs in Connect's basket and let him ride. And if Christie is going to do what he needs to do, then play them together.
That's obviously a possibility because they didn't play Reddish much tonight. Christie came in, did get beat a couple times late in the game off the dribble, but for the most part, did provide some good energy, which if you haven't been playing, that's what you need to do, Joe. When you get back in the rotation, you need to prove to the coaching staff that you belong back in that rotation.
Yeah, that's very inspiring, Gerald. I don't know if that matters. Just don't suck. But
oh, gee, yeah, okay. I say it a much better fashion.
I don't. So Christie's job, in my estimation, is try not to get cooked.
Just don't suck.
Try not to get cooked on defense and make the open shot. That's essentially all we need from Max Christie, D'Angelo Russell, and I'm not going to depend on Reddish to make shots. He's just not that guy. And then, of course, Dalton Connect. It's more understandable if Connect struggles because he's new. So that leaves you those two players whom we're begging to make those shots. Gabe Vincent isn't in that group because he's never been a good shooter. So I'm not really depending on him to be a sniper or hit the open shot every time. However, I guess there's some value there in defense and some veteran leadership.
Again, 6 points tonight, 1 of 2 from 3, doubling his season scoring. Max Christie did get in double digits, one of the few times he's gotten double digits this season. So good performances all around. Thank you again. Truly appreciate the super chat out there. M24 has put the challenge out to you guys. It is Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. Scott Holder with the super chat. They've won 4 games, beating teams we should. AD balling is yes. The D is bottom 7. Second worst in the West. Yes, it hasn't been pleasant to watch at times as far as the defense is concerned. We've played 4 teams with no guards. Your thoughts on the somewhat shaky defense? Again, getting it done tonight with 115. That first half was not exactly the best defensive effort I've seen from the Lakers. Let's just put it that way, especially in that first half.
All the Spurs were doing was just move, three-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they did. Every other half the league does the same stupid offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. Baseball, all they try to do is hit the ball out of the park. That's why batting averages are crap. That's it. This is the way of the world. The only way you combat it quicker is if you do have some defense that can be a little bit more disruptive to the point where they have to stop shooting because there's no room to shoot and they got to go inside, and then you create a harder process for them to make it, because no one on their team really can dribble and get to the basket. There's not one guy. Maybe Stephen might be able to be that guy soon, but there's really no one on the Spurs that can dribble, penetrate, and create offense that way on a regular basis. Chris Paul used to be able to do that, but not anymore. He can do that in spurts, but that's about it.
Fair enough.
Spurs.
Spurs. There you go. But the Lakers do win 8-4, tied for 6th place in the Western Conference. Yes, the first victory in the NBA Cup. The Lakers do win 120-115. Tomorrow they head over to New Orleans. You're talking about how AD and LeBron had to do so much. Tonight they played 38 minutes for LeBron, getting the triple-double. You did see him gas out a little bit in that fourth quarter, Joe. The 7 turnovers, especially early in that fourth quarter. Missed a couple free throws. Did look a little bit like he was spent at that time. I think that, yes, there might have been a substitution for D'Lo, but I think there was a reason why that they called a timeout right after a timeout was called, because I think they were trying to give LeBron a little bit of extra blow. And then Anthony Davis, another 36 minutes tonight. Scary, when he bumped knees with Wembanyama. Wembanyama went back to the back. They both were fine to finish out the game. We'll see how they are in the coming days as far as if either one of them is going to have any residual effects from that. But your thoughts in watching Victor Wembanyama up close and personal for tonight's game?
If Victor gets a couple of stout players, the Spurs are going to be a problem for a very long time. Victor is going to be barring injury, will be a 5-time Defensive Player of the Year and a 5-time MVP. It's when his career is all said and done. It's ridiculous how good that guy is. It's not even fair. He's going to mature even more. His body is going to still be lanky, but he'll build adult muscle from maturity. And a lot of times you get faster and you get stronger and still have the same weight, but also more muscle. Your body's able to withstand a little bit more force. I mean, it's going to be scary how good he's going to be.
Absolutely. And the reliance on the 3 is something I know a lot of people have been concerned about, the shot selection. Is that a concern, or should it be a concern that he's taking way too many threes?
LeBron or AD?
No, Wembanyama.
Oh, Wembanyama? No, because he makes them.
Okay.
That's the NBA, though. He didn't make a lot of them tonight, but the threat sometimes is enough to open things up. And as far as his knees hitting AD's, AD actually got the best end of that because his knee hit the side of Wembanyama's knee. If both knees hit the kneecaps, it's like a stinger. It hurts for a minute, but then it goes away. For AD, he hit the side of Wembanyama's knee. Wembanyama got hit in probably one of the ligaments there in the knee. That's a little bit more kind of dangerous, whereas AD got a little bit of a cushion on that and just probably hit the side of the kneecap, not all the way through. So I think AD will be fine. He didn't look like he was affected by it at all. It's just a quick, tinge, kind of like when you hit your funny bone. And the Spurs have Castle is looking like a guy that could be something, by the way.
Yeah.
If I have to take something away from this game beyond the Laker thing or Wembanyama, Stephen Castle is going to be a guy that can ball, and not just ball. I'm talking he can be a problem.
I agree.
And imagine if he comes into his own in the next 2 or 3 years, and then you have a blockbuster trade where you get someone like Giannis. This thing can quickly turn around in San Antonio, and San Antonio needs to start looking for a new coach. We've been talking about that for 3 years. Pop needs to don't do a Ruth Bader, Popovich. Retire and get somebody else in there.
Mr. John Costa has returned to us. It is the Lakers winning 120 to 115.
Did you tell Vinny I said hi?
Yes.
You know what? I told Vinny F off because this lady that I talked to was not worth it. Was not worth it. I was like, you know what, lady? This is going nowhere. Let me get back to my stream.
Okay.
So, but you know what? Listen. Let me tell you one thing though. Let me tell you one thing. Sometimes in life, especially I guess when you're making such a big decision like this, it's better to know who not to go with than to know who to go with.
Okay. But, when
Close
you're
it in.
dealing with the mafia, sometimes they don't like it when you say no.
I'm guessing the VIG was a little too high for you.
I'm the mafia.
Okay.
All right, Gerald. Get it straight. I'm the mafia, Gerald.
Okay. All right. He is the mafia. So, Mr. Mafioso, any final thoughts on the game? Any observations during your time that you want to lay out there for your Clutch Talk, Lakers Corner, and Lakers Fast Break viewers out there, my friend?
Honestly, Anthony Davis, another MVP game, and I want to see him win MVP this year.
It's going to be hard with
I
those
know it's
video
gonna be
game
hard.
numbers that Jokic is throwing up there. It is.
You know what? I want him to do it. I'm gonna push for that. I'm gonna push for that. That's what I'm gonna take from it. Dalton Connect, he needs a bigger role game by game. Joe said it in playback. The star is being born, ladies and gentlemen. A star is being born.
On that note, it is the Lakers winning 120 and 115 over the San Antonio Spurs. Okay, Joe, tomorrow.
One thing we're not talking about is, and I think we need to start talking about this, is JJ Redick.
Yeah.
I think JJ Redick needs to start getting some praise for being him already.
Winning and beating the teams that you need to beat, that you should be beating. For the most part, he's done a good job of that. He's laid out in the first 12 games a record of success at 8-4. So yes, what he's laying out there, the ball, for the most part, has been moving better in the offense. Obviously, offensively, it has looked pretty good. Defensively, I think it's still a work in process. But yeah, for most part, what I've seen offensively, absolutely, you can credit
Felix.
a lot of that.
If this was Darvin Ham, this team would probably be 4-8 instead of 8-4. There's a difference. And I'm still celebrating the Dodger win. I'm never going to stop celebrating until they win back-to-back next year, and then when I celebrate more.
And the Redick move, Felix, I think was really just to try and snap something out of D'Lo, who had been playing really, really bad up until the time he was benched. He had a better game today, even though Joe said at times it was still frustrating to watch D'Lo because he falls into some bad habits when he's out there on the court, Joe.
I don't know if it's bad habits, more so just sucking.
Okay.
I'm not seeing Kwame Brown turnovers, that kind of stuff. I'm seeing the inability to make shots when you're supposed to, or not consistently doing the fundamentals, getting out quicker on missed shots, screening quicker, getting out quicker from the screen. And then it's not just D'Lo, it's everybody that's not playing well. Gabe Vincent's just shot at that point. I don't know what's going on with these guys. I really don't. I don't know why they're talented enough to do this. I don't understand why they're not doing it. Gabe Vincent was an integral part of Miami's finals run when they went to the finals and got beat by Denver. He has the ability. I don't know if Spoelstra mentally can get stuff out of him versus anyone else here. It's the only explanation I can think of. But
Felix is asking why he says he wished that they went after a solid point guard.
well, and we all wish they could go after somebody, but there's two things going on here that unfortunately will not allow it. Number one, the collective bargaining agreement is an absolute death trap right now in the NBA. Number two, Rob Pelinka is not talented enough to work around it.
Okay.
And you have Genie, and then you have Rob Pelinka, who's a general manager. In the past, the Lakers used to have a owner, a player personnel guy, GM, assistant GM, and there were chains of command from there. They don't have that. Rob Pelinka is not a talent acquisition guy. He's not going to go and work in those spaces. And at the same time, he already made excuses at the press conference when introducing JJ Redick that they have to start thinking about developing more.
Yeah,
that was the first sign that you saw that he already was trying to cover his ass from sucking ass. By the way, Felix, I'm still celebrating. I still watched the Grand Slam today at least 3 times.
Do you guys think he says it's time to move on from LBJ and AD? I mean, they'll never move on from LBJ until he wants to move on. He dictates a lot what's going on there. I like a lot of people have said that, maybe this team should look into doing that as far as moving on from them, but you don't want to move on from AD and the team doesn't want to move on, Joe, from LBJ.
Moving on from LeBron it's not really based off of, I just want to get rid of LeBron. It's the only way you can convert that money into something that can last longer than a few years. That money can be used to rebuild quicker, because I'm advocating for AD to stay. AD is still in his prime. You keep that guy and then you start building for the next run. And maybe you're going to be much luckier to get into title contention by having LeBron's money going to someone younger or people that are younger and building that way versus shoveling the sand into the tide and seeing really cool games with LeBron, but is it going to mean anything in the end?
Because even after 4 straight triple doubles, my friend, the Lakers are still in 6th place in the Western Conference. With all the hard work, AD and LeBron having to do so much of the heavy lifting, Joe, the Lakers are still.
LeBron isn't the problem. The system is the problem, and LeBron makes 1/3 of that salary. If this is about winning, there's got to be a decision made there. Are you serious about winning championships? It's a hard decision. Just like it was hard for Indianapolis to let Peyton Manning go when they had the first pick to get Andrew Luck. Now, the crazy thing about that scenario is at that time, that was the right call, because according to metrics, Andrew Luck was the greatest potential at number 1 in NFL history. And he still is, based off of his skill set. The issue was he got destroyed by injuries and a horrible, horrible management of that team during that time. Mr. Irsay, Mr. Drinking and snorting coke, getting stopped by cops owner guy. But they had to, the sad thing about that was if you look at it now, they wouldn't have done that, because they probably would have won another Super Bowl with Manning. And they didn't win anything with Andrew Luck. So looking at it from our situation is LeBron, you're not going to get rid of AD. He's too young. LeBron is great. LeBron is amazing. But he's not going to help you win championships right now. This team needs to get younger. If you want to be serious about winning, that has to be the first stop. Otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. That's the story there. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it. It's just not going to happen. If LeBron wants to come back after 2025, we're going to have to eat it. But if y'all are, it's a great question. Should we move on from AD and LeBron? It's a good question. It's a really good question. My answer to that is yes and no. The no is AD. The yes is LeBron, not because LeBron isn't really good. It's because it's the only way, because of his salary and the current system. It's the only way you have a chance to rebuild and have a 10-year run or a 5-year run.
John, let me bring you back in here. Parade on Figueroa on Twitch has a question for Gerald Joe, but I think also because you weren't here yet, I brought you back in. Let me go ahead and ask you this. I'll start off with you on it. And Parade on Figueroa, big shout out to you on Twitch. Do you prefer a third star or more depth if you could only choose uno?
Great
Uno?
question. Uno.
One, Joe.
Yes.
One.
Great question. I'm gonna be honest. This league is, for you to beat the best, you got to be able to compete with the best. And for us to be able to compete with the best, we need to be able to have depth. And I would rather have depth on this team. But the thing is, if you look at all those great teams, they're deep around two stars that are oftentimes complementary to each other. We don't have those two stars, like how Joe mentioned, that are complementary enough to where we can win a championship. LeBron is the GOAT. LeBron is the guy. I love LeBron James. Yeah, I'm the last one to be hating on him. But like how Joe said, I don't think he's in the 82 game season. I don't know if he's that guy. And like, man, I mean, this is tough to say. Man, I mean, I just don't know if we can rely on him like that in the 82 game season to be our second guy that we're like, we need you to be there so we get some good seeding. Now, if we can have somebody else because our team is so deep, kind of run that 2-man game with Anthony Davis and our team be built around that. LeBron James periodically takes over, not periodically, whenever he can, whenever he wants or whatnot. Yeah, I agree, Ruff. LeBron can't carry anymore. Um, Become playoffs, then I say, you put the ball more in LeBron's hands because one thing I'll die on the ledge for, man. I don't care how old LeBron get. There's no play better than LeBron James and Anthony Davis pick and roll. It's just pick your poison. How you want to get scored on. So, with that being said, I guess I want to go with some more depth. I guess I don't know. That's a tough question, but what I do know is that I don't want Zach Levine.
Joe, let me ask Joe then. Joe, before we get to BTS's super chat, which I think is directly related to you, the question was if on Parade on Figueroa said more depth or a third star.
It's not possible to get more depth in the NBA at the moment. So a third star would be really the only way. The third star would have to be a player that has substance that the other team needs to unload. I don't know who that would be other than probably Zach Levine. But it doesn't look like Chicago cares about unloading him at this point.
Okay.
So that's the unloading part, folks. And I got to keep bringing this up because I think it's very important that everyone understands it, especially those who aren't on the show regularly. This CBA is absolutely debilitating to the NBA. It's going to take a while for these teams to start developing through the draft, which is what this CBA was meant to do. The CBA is trying desperately to keep stars with the teams that they have been drafted by. How do they do that? They make every stipulation higher and higher on trades, on how you set up your money. And then, of course, if you have good players and you make the All-NBA teams, you get the Supermaxes. and supermaxes are great. And when you factor in the city of New York or state of New York, state of California, you factor in the taxes and how those continue to go up, there's going to be less and less need for, let's say, Luka. Let's use Luka as an example. Luka is going to get a supermax in the state of Texas, which means he doesn't have to spend that extra money paying the state for state taxes, and he's getting a supermax. That's two things that LA cannot do. Now, he could go to Oregon. He could go to Portland. Could go to Miami. He could do that, but he can't get the supermax. So there's a lot of things going on here. And believe me when I say this, guys, everyone wants the supermax. It's going to take that 1 out of 30 that says, nah, the money doesn't matter. It happens. We aren't jaded in that, but at the same time, there is that exception every now and then. The Lakers have really, in terms of their current situation, the only way they can ascend from this kind of purgatory area that they're in is they would need LeBron to retire at the end of this season, because I actually do think that there might be some players available this summer, and there might be something there. And then at that point, you can make a decision on how to approach that. And they're going to have to hit in the draft, which, of course, this draft, they're not going to be able to hit squat because they don't have a first-round pick. But they did hit with Dalton, at least so far. So that's a good start. Maybe they can get a really good player for their exceptions in the free agency market next year. But this is all stuff that we're just going to have to wait for. So it's a thought process that's just this. It's too much of a deep dive, and there's too many variables to look into to get excited about. There were times like even before LeBron came, there was speculation that LeBron was coming to LA. Those things are gone. What do you hear now? Even with Giannis's maybe pinky toe coming out a little bit out of Milwaukee, you still don't hear anything. Oh, he might go to San Antonio. Oh, maybe Miami. Oh, he might go maybe to Oklahoma City. Okay. If Giannis goes to Oklahoma City, is it shape-shifting? As great of an idea of going to San Antonio would be to play with Victor, is that really shape-shifting? You know what would shape-shift? If he went to LA, if he went to New York, maybe Miami. But Miami is not really a sports town. As crazy as that sounds, they're not really a sports town. People in Miami love having fun, and that usually is revolved around music and ridiculously gorgeous women.
Before we talk about what's coming up tomorrow with the Lakers at New Orleans a little bit more, it is Joe Soro, aka Oxide247 from LakersBall.com, and John Costa, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Thank you again for the super chat. Please feel free to do so. It does help the channel anytime you can, and greatly appreciated. BTS Dance Studio said Rob's got Austin. I guess he got Jay Huff. Quincy Olivari, because I think he goes QO. I think that's what he means. Quincy Olivari and AC5. Joe, you are a Rob hater.
Guys, every time I don't agree with someone, that doesn't mean I'm a hater. Come on. Can you get out of your generation shithead for a minute?
You're a hater, Joe. No, you're a hater.
Jesus.
It's on you. It's labeled on you, Joe.
I mean, seriously, you guys don't get what you want, and and right away the guy's a hater. Tell me what Rob has done to warrant anything. Tell me. What do you mean? Oh, he got Olivari. Olivari isn't playing. And Jay Huff, guys, didn't you watch the Memphis game? Did you guys forget that? What exactly are you guys basing this hate on? Did I trade a defensive stalwart team for Russell Westbrook? Did I do that?
Man, tell him, Joe.
You tell me. I'm sitting here in my studio or I'm at work minding my own business. Literally. So what do you mean I hate on Rob? He's the one that fucked up, not me. I'm just telling you he fucked up. And what do you mean he got Olivari? Like, what does that even mean? He got who the hell is Olivari? Olivari's played well in preseason. What's he gonna do? And what's Jay Huff done? Oh, he made the Memphis team. Who gives a shit? Didn't you see Scottie Pippen Jr. too? Couldn't make a layup when it mattered. Folks, this is NBA basketball. This isn't a daycare where everybody wins. Everybody gets a prize. This is not about making the first round when you're a motherfucking LA Laker fan. Okay? You want to be happy about going to the Western Conference Final? That shows right there who you are. You know how many Western Conference Finals I've seen? Yeah. They usually win those. Oh, and they also usually win championships. 6 in my adult 33-year viewing life. That's a lot. That's a lot. And they've won 9 of those Western Conference Finals too in that time. And they've gone to 11. So, hater. It doesn't matter if you think I'm a hater because you're thinking that. And if you believe it, good for you. The reality, when you come back down to earth, is we hold everyone accountable for their shitheadness. And Rob has done a lot of shitheadness stuff when he didn't have to.
Joshua Dietz says, Joe is speaking facts. Gerald, by the way, do you think Connect should be starting from now on? At this point, if you're not going to start D'Lo, which I would probably say is a good thing because he seems to be playing better off the bench, yes, I would start Connect. I've been an advocate for that for quite some time. Let the kid take his lumps. Let him go ahead and learn because, again, I think that he is probably our best option as a scoring option right now, and having him play with the LeBrons and ADs more often and get more reps and get more touches from that only will make him better and make him a more valuable player for the Lakers in the long run. John, do you concur on that? Or do you think he should be spearing up the bench once again?
No, I believe he should be starting. I do believe, like I've always said, and you know me, Jared, I think that starting lineups are fluid and they're kind of based on lineups. And I mean, they're kind of based on matchups, but also I don't see any, and I mean, please somebody tell me, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I don't see any matchup where D'Lo's better in that starting role than Dalton Connect. But with that being said, you never know come playoffs because maybe come playoffs we need more of a boost off our bench. Never know. But for now, I think we found a good role for Dalton Connect. Number one way to get comfortable out there playing basketball is seeing that ball go through the hoop. So I say, put it up, man. Put it up. Get your shots, K4.
Felix on Facebook has another question for you, Joe, based off of what you just talked about with Rob Pelinka. Is it just RP or is it the whole front office?
No, it's the ownership too. Mainly the ownership, honestly, because she's the leader, she's the shot caller, and she's not structuring this executive branch correctly. Probably due to money and issues with dealing with egos, because that's what happens when you have people that are determined people. You have to deal with egos. You have to deal with them maybe calling you out, even if you as an owner. This is what happens with bad ownership. This is why I had mentioned Jim Irsay from Indianapolis. That guy's a complete knob. And the reason why he's a knob is because he was bequeathed that team. He didn't earn it. His piece of shit dad earned it. And then, of course, his piece of shit son took over. And Jeannie has no business running this team. She's not equipped to run it. She doesn't have she doesn't have the wherewithal to run a NBA basketball team. There's too much emotion there. And then Rob is the security blanket due because of the relationship, which is always the same bullshit with her. It's got to be some lineage to Kobe or some other thing with her dad or some kind of Laker. Those days are over. You need someone in there that knows what the hell they're doing, that are with the times.
Okay.
And that's important. That's important. If you want me to give Rob credit for anything, at this point, Connect was a no-brainer if you followed college basketball. We are very lucky to have someone like Stone Hansen. Unfortunately, he had to move to freaking Tennessee, and his timeline's all jacked up. Otherwise, I think he'd be on here more. But Dalton Connect was a no-brainer. This time, he might have learned his lesson from screwing up a year ago. But I will give him credit for hiring J.J. Redick. That's a GM decision. More often than not, is getting a coach.
After he lost out on his first candidate.
Well, I think that might have, and the Lakers have a habit of missing out on certain coaches and actually coming out ahead on their second.
Worked the last
choice.
time. Yeah,
it worked twice. So Lou thought he was worth more money, declined. Monty
and more
Williams,
years. Wasn't it also years?
Yes, I think they were offering 3 years. He wanted 5.
Yes.
Monty Williams, I don't remember the salary structure there, but I think that had more to do with the fact that I think he felt more comfortable coaching in Phoenix. He turned the job down, and then the Lakers got the best possible coach at that point, which was Frank Vogel, which I still think should be the coach, although J.J. Redick is starting to change my mind a little bit.
I wanted to go ahead and mention to both you guys, but Joe, it was directed towards you. Parade on Figueroa on Twitch. I lost it. It appeared for a second. I almost lost it, so I got it back up for you. As far as
great name, by the way.
Yes, it was.
That was probably, and I wasn't there, but that was probably that was probably tied with the best parade LA has had since with the 09 parade, the Laker 09 parade, from what I heard.
He said, Joe, it's hard to win in the NBA. I'm not the biggest Rob fan, but he did bring a chip, and chips are hard to win. Gerald, do you agree? He did bring in a chip, but you see, he just is not able to sustain good moves. Parade of Figueroa, it is similar to what have you done for me lately? This league is built on what have you done for me lately? And lately, in the past 4 seasons, 5 seasons, or in the season since they won that title in the bubble, they have made a lot of poor moves, starting with Alex Caruso. You could go into some of their drafting choices. JHS has been a disaster. Maxwell Lewis has given them nothing, and they spent money to get him, just to move up in the draft to get him. The same thing for Max Christie. They spent a lot of money on him. Who are they bidding against? Yeah, he had a breakout game today of 11. So it was a positive game. I want to be positive on Max. But again, we're talking about a guy who is relied on, and the team had a lot. And quite frankly, Rob had a lot of faith in when he signed him to that contract. So he has made a lot of mistakes over the years. Remember when we had the world's oldest team 3 seasons ago? Like it was a 2012 NBA All-Star team, but it was year 2022, 2023. So yeah, he is not backed it up by providing sound decisions upon that. So yes, he did bring us a chip, but can he sustain that level of excellence? He had one good trade deadline, which you do have to give him his flowers for, where he brought in a whole array of talent that got them to the Western Conference Finals. You could say what you want about how it was weak or, they had the right circumstances, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they did get to the Western Conference Finals, but then they got blown out by Denver, which shows they probably weren't in their stratosphere. He needed to make the changes necessary to get them into a better position. And even this year, the Lakers have had, could you say, Joe and John, could you say they've had a little bit of a soft schedule to get this 8-4 record? Which is but they've won whoever's in front of them. So credit them for doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they had a soft schedule, but I also wouldn't say wow they've had one of the hardest schedules in the league because they definitely had to play some tough teams before, like the Warriors and the Cavs. Like those are some solid teams.
Well, they haven't played the Warriors yet.
Actually,
no,
I'm
it's
It's
not
not.
that they have a soft schedule. It's
split
that
this
they've
time.
it's that they were fortunate to not play good teams without their main arsenals.
Okay.
I
The
don't know.
Philly team had no Embiid, no Maxey. The last Memphis game, they had no Bane, no Morant. Those games probably go different, likely. And that's something you have to consider.
Well,
But
the thing is, though, when I just wanted to add this in, if I may, when it comes to Rob Pelinka, if this team, Parade and Figueroa, gets a major injury somewhere with either LeBron, AD, or even Austin Reeves to a lesser extent, do you think they have the depth to sustain where they're at?
no, they don't have the depth right now to probably sustain what could come, which is if they play a 4 or 5 game stretch against really good Western Conference teams and they're not injured, they can't do what they did tonight. They can't do what they did in Memphis. They will get blown out. The depth has to help LeBron and AD. Otherwise, those guys are going to get taxed out. This is the 12th game of the year. 12th game. You still have 70 games to go.
John?
Yeah, I'm sorry, John. Go ahead.
No. I didn't know you were finished because you had that pause.
That's why it's better to just focus game to game at this point.
Okay.
Because we'll not only exhaust the fans and the viewers, but you'll exhaust yourself. I can exhaust myself in private.
Fair enough. John, when it comes to Rob, I can understand from the aspect of what Parade on Figueroa is saying with Rob Pelinka. He did get us a chip. He helped guide us there. So we do have to give him credit for that. But overall, the number of winning seasons or playoff seasons under Genie as a whole, I think is right around, I used to total out every year, but I think it's still like 50-50 or whatnot. Because those years when she first owned the team were pretty rough. But when it comes right down to it with Rob, again, what we've seen since winning that championship has been very much a mixed bag, John.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Joe said it best, man. When we had the blueprint and we traded away all those pieces and we got rid of all those pieces and I think it was Pradon Figueroa who asked the question earlier of like, is it just Rob or somebody asked? I think it all starts at the top, and that is Jeannie. She runs this team like she wants to make money, not like a team that's seriously trying to compete and win. And I think that's where it all starts. And you can't be successful because whatever the head of the snake does, the rest of the body will follow. And the rest of the body doesn't follow winning formula, winning tradition, man. So yeah, Lakers front office is screwed. I ain't gonna lie.
Hernan, I still don't want him shooting threes. Let's just put it that way, because he is normally a 30% shooter. And if he's gone on this binge where he's made 2 of 3 in 2 straight games, that's got him to 40%. Again, check it out at the end of the season and you'll see where he's at. And the averages don't usually lie. It's 29%. I still don't want him to shoot threes because he's going to fall in love with it. The Lakers are going to ask him to take him. And that's when the Lakers are really a downfall. He should be taking shots closer to the basket. When he hits the threes, that's great. That's fine. It's timely. But yes, the more chances he shoots at threes with his career shooting averages, yeah, I wouldn't trust it. You're talking about 13 years of 29% shooting. he could be an anomaly and start saying he's a good shooter now and start thinking and believing and start acting like a good shooter now. But the odds say otherwise, Hernan. So I definitely do not want him shooting more threes. I want him shooting down low. Joe, do you disagree
I
or
don't
agree?
think it matters at this point, and he's been making them. So if you think, look, I'm getting to the point with JJ Redick where it's very similar to kind of Andrew Friedman. Not in terms of the same results. Andrew Friedman is becoming a potential Hall of Famer here, if not already a Hall of Famer from an executive standpoint. But I'm getting to the point where I'm feeling very comfortable and just letting JJ Redick decide on what to do. All this stuff about who to start, who not to start, it's irrelevant to me. Let him decide who to start based off each particular game, whether it's due to injury or whether it's due to matchups. Let JJ Redick do what he's doing. I know when a coach knows what he's doing, regardless if he's winning or losing. You can tell because talent still overrides no matter how good the coach is. You still need talent. But as far as what JJ Redick has done in the first 12 games of the season and his demeanor and his reaction, you saw that thing I sent you earlier today. That right there is an identifier. I have been in that moment so many times in my life. So maybe I teleported into his mind and said, I know exactly what's going on. So let JJ Redick decide on how he wants to structure this setup. Because right now, it looks like he knows what he's doing. How it plays out in the end is still to be debated because we don't know how this is really going to truly end. We have exactly a month until trades can actually go through on all players, except for the few exceptions where guys sign during preseason.
December 15th takes care of the majority of them. Now, there are players, like if they didn't deal anything, if they just had a regular contract that wasn't messed with over the course of the summer, they could be traded right now, like Walker Kessler. But if they have had any action over the course of the summer, then it's either December 15th or January 15th. So, yes, Hernan, I get asked that question anytime he makes it. But when he misses a few in a row and that average starts to creep into the mid 20s, the low 20s for a little while, like last season when it went down to 18%, nobody was asking me that question. It's funny how that is, isn't it? Funny. I just get the statistics don't usually lie. He's 29% for his career. He's making them now, but if he starts bricking a few, then I suggest seriously he goes to the basket and he shoots them from there because he's much more efficient and he's much better down low for the Lakers. All right, Joe, though, a good win. Are you doing a nightcap? No?
I think a lot of people are going to be watching the fight.
Okay. Which you didn't call a fight, by the way. You said
it's a circus. I'm sorry, the circus?
Yes, the circus.
That's going to end up as a draw?
Yes. You're going to see the UFC fight tomorrow. That's a Stipe Miocic.
That is a real fight. Although I do think that John Jones is going to whoop him.
Really? Okay. I kind of like Stipe, but you're right. John Jones is when he's on his game.
Until he loses, I'm not going to believe anyone can beat him.
Well, when John Jones is on his game, there's no one better. But he's that guy. He's like sometimes he just goes off, and he just M24. No nightcap tonight, but we'll go ahead and call it a night. We wish you a great evening. Hope you enjoy the fight.
What do you guys want to do? You want to do a nightcap while the fights go or the circus is going on?
Well, I got a hard out anyways at 9. So Hernan says, I'll stand by AD shooting threes. Joker doesn't, and we see how that goes. Well, Joker's a better shooter from outside Hernan.
Beggars can't be choosers, folks. This year there is no room for any of us to say anything at this point.
I said Tyson, but Joe has a draw. So Dyson Daniels playing good defense,
He's,
Xbox.
Paul's not going to lose because then he's done. What other fight are people going to watch him? Just don't. I don't know. It's all fixed. Everything that guy does is fixed. All right. I'll do a nightcap. Let's do a nightcap.
All right, we'll go ahead and transition over the nightcap for the last 45 minutes. I like to. All right, I'll do a nightcap.
Okay, go ahead, and I'm gonna sign off real quick, and then I'll come back on.
All right. So go ahead, sign off real quick. I'll get you off screen there. It is, of course, the Lakers fast break. I'll finish it up here. It is the Lakers winning, 120 to 115. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. We'll be right back in just a few seconds. Coming up with at least for a short time, up until 9 o'clock, because I do have a hard out at 9. Coming up with the nightcap right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.
Welcome to the Lakers Fast Break Nightcap Special Edition Circus Boxing Guy Fight thing. I'm your host, Joe Soro. You begged for the nightcap. I got to give the audience what they want. That's just what we do here, folks. When the audience wants something, you got to give it. You got to tell the audience, yes. That's how it works. Thank you, Heavy Duty. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Problem Child. Thank you, Mark. Thank you all. I got to get my drink as soon as Gerald gets here. Where are you, Gerald? I got to go get my drink. I got to go get
It's your
my
dang
nightcap.
show,
So
man, on the nightcap. All right,
yes,
go get your drink.
I
Go
know.
get your
But
drink.
I'll be right back with my drink.
All right, go
you know
get
what?
your dang drink.
I think I'm going to do a shot tonight.
Uh-oh, watch out.
Oh, let's get it. Shot.
Shot.
No. Please don't do that.
I already did. Sorry, too late.
Okay. We're going to take a shot together, folks. If you guys have your adult beverage with you, get your shot glasses. We're going to christen this evening with some real sports and some fake sports. Salute to everyone. So Gerald has this obsession about AD not shooting threes. I'm going to continue this discussion real quick. At this point, JJ Redick has discussed that he wants AD to shoot more threes. I think the reason why he wants him to shoot those threes is because it opens up the lane more, and if he starts making a few, it's going to open it up even more. Because they don't really have a choice.
But if he starts missing a lot, like his career dictates, they'll just play off of him.
Okay. So what's the alternative?
Hey, how about this? Keeping him closer to the basket.
Yeah, and what did I just say?
Well, you said keep him out there.
Yeah.
That is okay, but if he misses them, they won't.
What's the alternative if he doesn't do that? The alternative is clogged lane, and you still can't do shit anyways. So you might as well take a chance on him hitting those shots because you got nothing else to do.
Because he clogs up the lanes when he takes those shots, and if he misses them.
No.
Yes.
And he hasn't been missing them for the first 12 games. He's been making them.
He was in the 20s up until these last 2 games, Joe.
Are you going to keep talking about the goddamn percentages or when he makes them?
Well,
because when he makes them, he's been good.
Well, the percentages don't lie. He was in the 20s up until the last 2 games where he's hit 4 out of 6.
Okay, so Kike Hernandez sucked ass in the regular season and then started looking like Reggie Jackson in the playoffs. What does the regular season or stats mean at that point?
Well, I tell you, if he keeps on missing
exactly dick.
Well, if he keeps on missing them, and you're going to keep on saying,
no,
you're going to yell at them.
They have no choice. There's not enough talent on this team. There's not enough talent. You got to do something. Now, if he starts making them, you at least now they got to think about it. Jesus, how long is this fight going to take?
They got to do all the production values.
Production. It's
ring
been
entrance.
3 hours and 20 minutes.
They had fights before, I think, right? 1 or 2 fights before.
How long have they been doing the promo on these chicks?
Ring introductions, all that stuff.
Circus. I told you guys, it's a circus.
It is a circus. Of course it is.
So, anyways, let's get back to topic here.
What about New Orleans tomorrow?
Okay, so New Orleans has their own problems. They have a lazy star and a lazy-looking star. Talk about purgatory. What did the New Orleans Hornets do here this year? Do they have a fire sale? CJ McCollum, are they going to trade him to a contender so he can have a last-second shot to win? That's
What about Brandon Ingram?
I just said, didn't I say lazy and lazy?
Well, I said you said trade CJ McCollum. I said, were you looking at trading Ingram too?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know who's gonna trade for him and sign him,
because they didn't come to an agreement on an extension. That's the reason why I'm saying.
So tomorrow, it's very likely that both LeBron and AD are going to be, at least LeBron is going to be dead tired. So who's going to take over the ball handling duties tomorrow? I'm going to guess Austin Reeves. LeBron's going to have to float tomorrow a little bit more so he doesn't get burned out. Can Austin Reeves dictate against New Orleans? That's a question you want to ask yourself. I think if there's a team that you can get away with that with is New Orleans. They don't really have a out of this world point guard or very, very, very athletic type guard like San Antonio had tonight with Stephen. Who do you have? Is it going to be DeJounte Murray that's going to be a problem tomorrow? Is it going to be CJ? Is it going to be Herb Jones? That's the question. As far as Brandon Ingram's concerned, he's going to be a free agent if they don't trade him this year. Does he leave? I already took a shot, Hayek. Do you want me to take another one? I'll do another one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cavs are 14-0 after Mitchell scored 37 tonight. Yeah, 37 tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to be a Cavs fan this year, and you all know why. Might be our only shot for the Celtics not to win it all. Cheers to that. Salute to you, and salute to the Cavs. Please, I'd be more than happy to cheer for a Cleveland team to win it all so that Boston doesn't win it. And that right there, folks, is another explanation on why our venom towards management is so harsh here. Because after 2020, the Lakers were set to win more than one championship. And because of an injury-riddled season in 2021, they panicked. They panicked not only from that, but they panicked at the Brooklyn acquisition of James Harden. And since then, Rob has been just trying to catch his own tail since then. And instead of passing the Celtics when they had every bit of an opportunity to do that at that time, they actually ended up dropping back again. So that plays a huge part. The disdain, the frustration of the beginning of this season, the draft, free agency, the conclusion of the finals, all that mixed into one, and the decisions made around that time, it's because of the Boston Celtics going again one title up above the Lakers. Because I was very excited after 2020, not only because they won the title, but I really felt that they were going to get 18 before the Celtics. I said, this is it, guys. We are going to win one more championship with this team. I am so excited. I cannot wait. We're going to pass the Celtics in our lifetime. And now we actually might see the Celtics go 2 up. So the frustration is there. Mission. Joe, have you ever had an NDE experience? Near-death experience? No. But I have had 3 instances where my life was kind of threatened. The first one was skiing, and I turned into Thor. And what I mean by that is I was going down this hill, and I fell, and I was speeding. I was Sonny Bonoing apparently at that time, and I couldn't stop. And then luckily it was a powdery night or day. It was an evening, powdery evening, and I just put my fist through the snow and stopped myself. And I was like, just like emergency brake. That was the first one. The second one was the '07 fires in San Diego. Now I'm not exaggerating when I'm telling you this, 100%. There were fires just engulfed all around us that were kind of a few miles away, but there was a threat that the embers could travel and end up causing problems, but it wasn't drastic. So we didn't take it seriously until we had to. Of course, when we had to was I woke up at 4:00 in the morning, and I used to have a window in my condo on the right, and that window faced kind of towards the big mountain that we used to live behind. So I wake up due to the sound of alarms and people running around in the back and horns, and all I see is an orange window. And of course, when you wake up, the first thing you do usually, you're like, when you're trying to focus on where you are, what's going on, right? So I woke up pretty quick. I got up, I'm looking at that window, and I'm going, that's an orange window. I get up, I peek through the blinds, and I see an entire, what I think it's 100-foot mountain, maybe more, 200, 300-foot mountain, engulfed in fire coming right at me. Yeah. So I did one of these. Yeah, that's a fire coming at me. People knocking on the door, get out! Now, usually in crisis, I actually focus better. So I was with my then fiance, now my wife, and she was frozen for a few seconds. Like you could tell, what are we getting? What are we getting? Oh my God, frozen. And then I said, get whatever you think you can get right now, and we're gone. And it was understood. I was pretty focused, and she was in a panic mode, quickly calmed it down and said, our life means more than anything in here. So we get out, get in my truck, and I swear there was a line from here to Egypt, people waiting to get out. And I'm sitting there going, I ain't waiting for anything. I get out in and around that complex so fast, you would have thought I was Mario Andretti in his prime. I got out of that complex, was on the freeway, no joke, in 20 seconds. Went to my uncle's house. He was 10 miles away, more inland. Long story short there, 6 hours later, they got evacuated. Then I finally went down to Mission Valley, down to San Diego, and I stayed there. I knew that everything there was a concrete jungle, so I knew there wouldn't be a problem with the fire catching up over there. But for 2 weeks, we lived with my buddy until we went back. Luckily, nothing burned. We had Spanish tile in our condo, so I don't think the embers got through it. The only thing I had to do was I had to clean soot from the backyard, and I was the happiest guy on the planet that I only had to do is sweep up a bunch of black soot. Everything else was fine. The last one was probably the worst one. Last one, I got sideswiped by an old man in an Econo van on one of the most dangerous roads in California. If I hadn't been paying attention, it would have likely been a head-on collision. I probably would have been either dead or probably had my legs crushed, because I know those vans. I used to drive them in the transportation business. So as I'm turning a blind corner, which is what this road is, from Inland Empire of SoCal to Orange County, or Inland Empire to Orange County, I had a blind turn. This guy kind of veered into my lane and just missed me. By the way, when I looked at the truck after I'd gotten out and was fine, I saw the paint transfer on the left side of the bumper, and then it, of course, rubbed up on me until it finally made me spin, I think, a couple times. That right there was the one, because that road also has cliffs. So if a lot of mountainous areas and a lot of cliffs. So I could either hit the mountain or I could veer off the mountain, for depending on where I'm at on that road. Luckily, I was paying attention. I was able to control the truck. I did a spin twice, and then of course the truck was totaled. All the airbags went off. My left side was, everything had been bent in from the truck, but I was able to get out with no injuries and no broken bones or anything. And that one right there was probably the one that was the closest in terms of probably getting close to dying. Okay, so we're looking at Taylor versus Serrano. They're in the second round with 1:10 left. Let's see here. I don't know much about these girls, so I can't really say too much about them. Joe leaving out the part where he ran over a couple people on his way to the freeway.
They know you so well, Joe.
Joe, my parents went through a similar experience with the fire and saying SoCal wildfires are insane. Yeah, man, it was pretty nuts. I know this is going to sound weird. Well, maybe you guys know me well enough. You won't think it's weird. It was an adrenaline rush. I actually liked it. The fire thing, I liked it. When I think back on it, I liked it. The rush, the ability to think and execute, and time, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I actually liked it. There was an adrenaline rush.
Just want to let you know, according to Twitter, this is the payout, or the actual bet, excuse me, here in Las Vegas, issued by Drake. He laid the odds out. He put $355,000 on Mike Tyson to win tonight. The payout would be, just you see right there, a little over $1 million. Right there.
What round are you watching, Jay? It just, the second round just ended. Where I'm at, they're on the corners.
Yeah. So yes, just like many of these fights, the main event is not going until was it on tape delay here for the West Coast? That doesn't sound like Netflix. Yeah, Condor, I live in Las Vegas, so yes, I have done quite a bit of sports betting in the past. Yes, usually I play parlays, NBA odds, or Super Bowl. I love doing Super Bowl props. That's always fun.
Third round just started. Where are you guys at? Really?
I'm
the main
assuming
event
Joe
is in minutes.
Okay, because we're trying to
There's
figure
no
it
way
out.
I'm not behind, am I?
I don't know. I don't have Netflix on because of the they'll throw a copyright on, so I can't check it out. See what's going on.
Just do it on your phone. They can't see shit.
I don't have Netflix on my phone. It's just on my TV. All right. I'm trying to look and find out if somebody's got not a legal feed of it, but just updates.
Let me see here. Hold on.
It's got live updates. See, like USA Today has live updates supposedly. So
it's still the third round. It is live.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not moving, guys. It's live.
It's still Serrano and Taylor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it was going to start around 8, but they're already well overdue. So it's still Serrano and Taylor.
Let me see if I exit. Let me exit Netflix and start over. This piece of shit.
Okay, what does Yahoo have?
Yahoo!
Actually, they've got underrated NBA coverage. They beefed it up this past season, off season. So yeah, it's just Taylor and Serrano.
It's live on Netflix. Resume playing. What the fuck does that mean?
I just say it's the 12th round, Alan. You're so funny. Blue Magic says they're going into the main event soon. They're just talking now, but the other fights are over.
Yeah, I'm way behind.
So are these updates.
I wonder if these guys are messing with us.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah. Where is it? Taylor defeated Serrano versus because it's only a 3-round fight for the girls.
Oh,
Unanimous
no, it's a
decision.
10-round fight.
Well, she said, okay, Katie Taylor defeated Amanda Serrano via unanimous decision. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a 10-round fight? Okay, 95-94.
Yeah, it's 2-minute rounds.
So Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul is 8 2-minute rounds.
Dude, I exited, went back in. Nothing's changing, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
All right. This is great radio right here for everybody listening on
You guys liking this? You guys like this nightcap?
I thought I was live, but my slider said 8:39 p.m. I had to fast forward. Oh, Taylor won. Yeah, I saw the results that said that Taylor won.
Very interesting. I don't know what to do here.
All right. Well, let me go off screen and see if I can see it on Netflix. I'll be right back. You keep them talking, Joe.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm gonna force stop Netflix and then reopen to see if I can go live. I did. I'm trying. It's not working. Anyways, so tomorrow, let's talk Lakers. Let's get back to the Lakers real quick before the fight gets on. Tomorrow's going to be a tough game, guys. I think the boys are going to have to back up. They're going to have to back up LeBron and AD tomorrow, man. Otherwise, we're probably going to. You can't let those guys bust a tire, man, this early. Yeah, guys, my thing is it's not moving forward, dude. Hold on. It's not moving forward at all. Hold on. I think I finally found it. There we go. I found it. Yeah. There we go. All right, I got it, guys. We're live. We are live. Too many people on, right? Watching this stupid ass circus. Watch the fight on your phone or laptop. Nah, I'm tired of looking at my phone. You there, G?
Yeah, it's still loading for me because they're right. It is. There's so many people watching. It's overloading the system. So everybody, because I just saw it on Twitter that everybody's complaining they can't hold the feed. I'm loading. I'm about 65%. So to our audio listeners, I'm sorry we've had to fumble around. Can't blame you if you guys fast forwarded to the end of the show. All right, now I finally got on. It's still just commercial after ad after ad after ad after ad after ad. DraftKings, weigh in. I see their numbers, I see their specs. Yes, I understand. For the 90th time, he's 58 years old. Great. It's 8 2-minute rounds, Blue Magic, if the USA Today article is correct. It's I
cannot believe that boxing has stooped this low.
Why?
This is an embarrassment.
This is Just come on. This is the sport that also had Don King as a promoter. Come on.
First of all, Don King is a great promoter.
But he would have done this.
This is a charity event type thing. This is not real boxing.
Well, you got Rosie Perez in the middle there.
And they had those two dildos from Dallas. What the hell is Jerry Jones doing there? Why? Because it's AT&T Stadium. Do we have to look at Jerry Jones every time there's anything in Texas?
It's not like they're doing
anything
anything for the
piss
football
off
team.
ever? Go work on your team, dude. What are you doing yapping about boxing? You don't know shit about boxing. It is going to continue, Alan. That's why we did it.
See, even the feed, Joe, I could tell because there's so many people watching this. I have like a circa 1992 VHS feed right now on my TV. It's not 4K, it's not 2K, it's not 1K, it's like 0K right now because it's so distorted because of so many people are watching this feed right now. It's hilarious. See, we're just seeing replay after replay after setup after setup. Yeah, this thing is going on forever before it finally gets to the fight. Joe, it's terrible. I'm watching this like it's like 1992 all over again with this feed. Never mind, forget it. I'll just get the results when I'm driving because I got to head to the Mandalay Bay here in a little bit. All right. Yeah, Rosie Perez, the actress. I don't know how she relates to all this, but she is part of the commentators' coverage.
It's part of the DEI selection.
Roy Jones Jr. Mauro Ronaldo is really good, so I think he's at least something there. So, but yeah, I've turned it off. I'm not watching it. So I'll just watch the highlights. But Joe,
where are we here?
Yeah, let's finish this up then. If you guys go on to watch, you guys are all distracted by it anyways. Let's just finish this up.
Some of them want us to be announcing it while the game of the.
Yeah, I'm not going to stay on that long. I got to shut it down before then. It's like 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes of pre-coverage for this fight, and I'm like, forget this.
All right, so I'm going to listen to Mark. Mark, you're right. Let's talk Lakers here. We'll discuss a little bit about the Pelicans here before we shut down. The Lakers have to go in tomorrow. Is Zion playing tomorrow?
Zion is not playing. Tonight, the Pelicans did beat the Nuggets, just to let you know. So they are playing also as well on a back-to-back because they did have their Cup, NBA Cup group play. 101-94 over the Nuggets, but the Nuggets did not have Jokic in that game. Brandon Ingram had the big game. Trey Murphy hit some shots. Brandon Boston Jr., who they picked up off the street, literally, he was waived, sitting out there. Any team could get him. New Orleans gets him, and he's playing a pretty good role for them as a starter, scoring 19 tonight.
Who is that?
Brandon Boston Jr. He was a Clippers draftee. Yeah, he was waived after training camp, and he was just sitting there for anyone to get. And he's been playing well the past couple of weeks for them as a starter because of all the injuries.
He had a really cool block. What was it, yesterday?
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't yesterday. Earlier this week.
Earlier this week, was it? Okay, yeah. I was surprised he was still playing, actually. But anyways, tomorrow, Zion isn't playing. Brandon Ingram is going to be there. CJ's going to be there. I'm going to.
Rui is a maybe. He is not sure if he's going to play. Just FYI.
I won't be surprised if they lose this game. Now, how it plays into the tournament, we'll find out tomorrow. But I'm pretty sure that this is probably going to be an L. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What do you think, G? You think I'm wrong? You're silent.
I think you're right, Joe, because when you start getting too confident and we start calling out wins and whatnot, they always seem to let us down. You know, Jamie throws out those traps there for a reason. And I'm sure because the guys are going to be on tomorrow, by the way, the Lakerholics will be on tomorrow at 11:30. Jamie will be hosting, and I'm sure he's going to call this trap out simply because of the fact that, like you said, Joe, injury-riddled New Orleans team, but they're playing a tired team. Lakers coming in there on a back-to-back. Yeah, you don't want to start because remember we got too cocky when they went into Detroit, and look what happened there. So yeah, it's. I'm going to say I agree with you. The trap has been laid out, and this team, I'm still not confident in its bench, and if it can give us the every game output that it gave us tonight.
Mark, you're saying they gave Pelicans there? Like you're eating Pelican? That could be a sign.
That could be a sign.
Are you eating Pelican tonight, Mark?
Reddish? No, he said Reddish triple-double.
Oh, wow. Well, if Reddish gets a triple-double tomorrow, I will shave my head. On here.
Seriously doubt that happens, but okay.
Mark it. Pardon the pun. Mark it. Let's shave my head. Or what I'll do, if you want, I said shave it. I'm a man of my word. Or I'll shave my head in a male pattern baldness way, and then I'll have to shave it afterwards. But then I'll do a show with that. How about that? Make it put a little caveat in there. Would that work?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if the Lakers win or lose. If Cam Reddish gets a triple-double tomorrow, I will shave my head like I have male pattern baldness and do a show like that. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm gonna have to go.
I'm picking up one of my girls at the House of Blues. She's watching a concert right now with her friends. Yeah. House of Blues at Menlo Bay is a good venue. I really recommend it. Really good views from there.
Oh my God! There's a new announcer.
Alan says he'll sell it. Okay. You said you're going to shave your head if Cam Reddish gets a triple-double tomorrow. Alan says he'll sell his house in Australia if he gets it.
Not only shave my head, I wanted to put a little spin on it because I'm going to have to shave my head afterwards, but I will shave it in a male pattern baldness way.
Oh my God.
So here, see? So this would be like here. If you guys seen the movie, Just Friends, remember when he goes back to his old town and the guy that was the popular guy 10 years earlier, he ends up having that fake bald. that movie was. He's
Joe
the one that goes,
Cam Reddish.
"Hey, can I have $5? Can you give me?" I think he says, "Can you loan me $5 that I can have?" Hey, I saw you sitting next to P. Diddy. Boy, did that not age well, by the way. They're going to have to take that out of the movie.
I do want to tell you guys, again, Lakerholics tomorrow, 11:30. The Lakers have put out, just so that you know, at the NBA store, if you guys like the latest jerseys, I do like these city jerseys. They just became available, different price range. So check out the NBA store for that. They look really cool. The Lake Show, I like that. Really leaning into it. So I like the color scheme on it. So I may be getting one in the near future. Joe, I did want to ask you before we head on out, that all-star thing that they're proposing with the 4 teams round robin tournament, I think, or something like that for the all-star team proposal. Did you catch that before we head on out?
I did. I got an alert on my phone about it.
Yeah, I guess they're trying hard to spice up the all-star.
I don't know what. At what point do these assholes just take pride in the job? How much more money do you need to give these guys? How much more attention do you need to grab from morons out there to just watch and enjoy a cool exhibition? You don't think they were rich back in 2000 and 1998? There were some epic games with players then that these assholes couldn't hold their jocks. How about give a shit? How about be a good promoter of your league by being competitive? Why do you need gimmicks? This is the problem. This is the problem. And a lot of it is, again, I'm not trying to harp on LeBron. The reason, and LeBron, as popular as he is, and he is popular, he was too polarizing to be at that spot. He needed to be somebody that was loved. And we probably wouldn't be seeing this as much. But anyways, I'm still trying to figure out how they can make the regular season better. I have a lot of good options. I wish they would listen, but they won't. They just keep going the other way. And with that.
Oh, one last thing I forgot to ask you, because Mark said he was going to chat with me sometime on the Cosmos about Penguin season 1. You need to go see it, Joe. It's very mafioso oriented. I think you would like it.
Oh, the Max show.
Yeah, I think you would like it.
Yeah, I might have to, now that it's complete, I don't have to worry about waiting. I might have to delve into that. Johnny Sack's daughter is one of the big leads in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Alan says if Cam gets a triple-double tomorrow, he'll buy you a Bronny James jersey.
All right. So do you guys want me to shave my head or buy a Bronny James jersey?
That
actually might be worse.
The head shaving, yes.
You know what? Hold on a second, Gerald. Do a survey. Do a survey. Let the people talk. Let the people talk.
All right, hold on.
I'll throw another curveball to you guys. You guys want me to shave my head if Cam gets a triple-double, or do I buy a Bronny James jersey and wear it on every show for the rest of the year?
All right, that's if Cam Reddish gets a triple-double tomorrow, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to put the poll up there, guys. Hold on. And it's only going to be on it for a couple minutes because I got to jet on out. Like I said, ask the question: is it a head shaving or Bronny jersey for Joe if he loses tomorrow? Bronny jersey and head shaving. All right. All right. And away we go. Start that poll, baby. I'm rooting for the head shaving.
You can't have both there, Mark. Got to pick one.
Head shaving.
Alan makes a good point. Hair grows, guys. Bronny all year would be funnier.
Oh, they're giving you the bailout on the Bronny jersey. Head shaving.
My hair will grow back in 3 weeks.
But doesn't matter. The memes that we could make out of that would be tremendous.
That's funny.
Looks like Bronny jersey will be winning.
Really? Oh, man.
I would love you to do an FFF rant on Bronny while you're wearing a Bronny jersey. That would be kind of funny as a meme. So yeah, there you go.
That is no, Mark, I'd shave my head. I can wear a hat. No one would know.
But you have to do it on camera.
My hair is already short.
But you said you would do it on camera.
Yeah. I go back and forth. Sometimes I go dark, sometimes I'll do the pepper. It just depends on the day. Jesus, this thing keeps stopping.
All right,
guys. Again,
it's a Bronny jersey.
Okay, so. Bronny jersey it is.
Yes.
Thank you for being here tonight, folks. This nightcap was a little kind of muddled, but apparently everybody in the world is watching this damn fight. It's going to make me watch it now. But thank you for being here tonight. If you guys want to contact me on Facebook, it's Johnny Blade. Right now it has Statue of Liberty of Freddie Freeman. Please message me anytime if you have any questions or want a dialogue. If you want to reach me on Instagram, it's Sinblades_turf. And if you want to reach me on X, it's Joe Soro LFB. If you want to directly email us, you can email us at LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com. Tomorrow, the Lakers face the New Orleans Hornets on the back end of a back-to-back. Zion Williamson isn't playing. We're going to probably find out tomorrow morning if everyone is playing tomorrow other than probably Jackson Hayes and the usual suspects like Christian Wood and Jared Vanderbilt. But until then, I want you all to have a good night, have a safe one, enjoy the fight, and until next time, we'll see you next time.